Hey, welcome back, guys. Bushcraft Family with another video. And I initially wanted to do these once a month. I really didn't expect to have to do these almost every week. I probably could do these every week. Now, I am adding outbreaks within the recalls. It still has to do with a lot of the food situations and stuff like that. But I think the outbreaks are very important to keep an eye on. Even if it doesn't affect you, like we have some in France and things like that, but it could get here, in the United States. Or if you're watching this over in France for some reason, yeah. But let's get down to the nitty gritty, and I do mean nitty gritty, because more than 240 passengers, passengers and crew fall ill on a cruise ship. Yeah. Again, more than 240 people have been sickened by norovirus outbreak on a cruise ship. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention said there has been a gastro illness outbreak on Cunard Line ship Queen Mary 2, according to their website. The ship sailed from Southampton in England. And again, I'll have more information about all this. You can read the whole story and all the juicy details. That kind of sound bad. Ugh. Anyways, yes, and this just came out yesterday, so it's probably a lot more than that by now. But let's head over to our next one. And French salmonella outbreak linked to raw milk cheese. More than 40 children were sickened in a salmonella outbreak in France in 2024, and they finally traced it back to raw milk cheese. In late March 2024, 3 cases of salmonella were reported at a nursery affecting children from the ages 3 to 5 in the Pays de la Loire region of western France. Ooh. Yeah. And 50 sickened in UK salmonella outbreak with unknown sources. More than 50 people fell ill across the United Kingdom as part of a salmonella outbreak in 2024. The UK Health Security Agency investigated a cluster of salmonella outbreak infections identified through the analysis of whole genome sequencing data. And they still have no source of this outbreak. And again, this started in 2024. A lot of these reports are updates on outbreaks that happened last year or something like that, and they're just now finding out where they're coming from. This one goes back even further. Toxic spice mix-up sickens 14 in Canada in 2022. The spice mix-up in 2022 led to 14 people in British Columbia and Ontario falling ill from a toxic plant sold as sand ginger powder. According to the study published in Toxics in March. Described as Ontario's first mass toxin poisoning event, the incident triggered public health warnings and updates all over the place. Ugh. Makes you wonder. I remember in the 80s, it might have been the 70s too, but I could swear it was the early 80s when Tylenol was being tampered with. And there were a few people who died from that. And that's now why they have, when you open a bottle of something, there's safety seals and all kinds of stuff, plastic wrap over everything. And it's a shame we have to do this stuff, but you don't know what's being put in your food and stuff. Especially the companies know the stuff is bad, but they want to cut costs, and you know. Okay, our next one here, Boar's Head hires Boar's Head hires food safety chief following the deadly outbreak in 2024, the Listeria outbreak. More than 6 months after the deadly Listeria outbreak was traced back to Boar's Head Deli Meat, the company has hired a chief food safety officer. Why wasn't there one not already there? Didn't you guys do safety stuff at a food place, you know? There should be somebody, you know, a food safety person, you know? Now they decide to hire somebody. Natalie Dyson will begin work for the family-owned billion-dollar company on May 12th, according to a statement from the officials, the company's officials. So what are they doing before this? There's a lot of meat coming out of that place, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I still won't eat the Boar's Head stuff now. It's I go up to the Amish. I have never been sick on the Amish stuff over there. They make their own stuff. They do have other stuff too, but if you look, you can get pure, you know, stuff that comes from the Amish. Yeah. Our next one, FDA continues to look for source of pathogens in Listeria outbreak. This just coming out March 28th. The patient count of the outbreak of infections from Listeria is increasing as the Food and Drug Administration continues to look for a cause. As of March 27th, the outbreak has sickened 30 people, up from 28 a week ago. The FDA has not reported age range or states or anything, really. Just they're investigating it. Thank you. And Listeria infection. Food producer linked to fatal Listeria outbreak in Denmark. Almost 30 people have fallen ill and 3 have died in a multi-year Listeria outbreak being investigated in Denmark. There are 2 different Listeria types linked to polar salmon from 2018 to 2024. Findings from the recent inspection by their federal Danish Food Administration, something like that, led to the companies, being fined and all that fun stuff. After 1 year of hitting dairy herds, bird flu continues to devastate poultry flocks. Still, yes. A year into the outbreak of avian flu, there is a continuing threat from the virus to poultry flocks and dairy herds, and to lesser degree humans. Ooh. Since March 2024, the avian flu, also called bird flu or H5N1, has infected almost 1,000 dairy herds across 17 states. Now, this is a good read on this one, and this is the, they say 1 year, but it's been longer than that. This is the 1 year that has brought egg prices up again. Now, I've noticed, because I keep an eye on this quite a bit, I don't buy the eggs from the grocery store or anything. If it was me, I would rather have my own chickens in the backyard. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to here. But that being said, I do pay attention to the prices of eggs, see how they're going. Now, this time of year, eggs are going to be, we're going to see shortages of eggs, because what month we're in the Easter time. The Easter bunny has to have some eggs to poop out, so you get it. Yeah. Okay, there are a few more of these, but more or less the same as the others. So we're going to jump right over to the recalls, and I have another one over here somewhere that I noticed. But anyways, let's go ahead and step over to the recalls. Johnsonville recalls more than 11 tons of brats because consumer complaints. I've actually found pieces of plastic in this sausage, because it was on sale and I'm on the carnivore diet, and I got this sausage, Johnsonville sausage. I didn't think nothing of it. I just spit it in the trash can and continued eating the rest of the, because I'm poor. I don't want to waste food, so yeah. Probably not the best thing, but yeah. Anyways, I probably won't be getting any more of it. Nope. Anyways, 11 tons of brats because of customer complaints. Johnsonville LLC in Illinois is recalling 22,672 pounds of cheddar cheese brats after receiving consumer complaints of hard plastic in the product, according to the FDA Food Safety and Inspection Service. The cheddar bratwursts were produced on February 5th. The recall notice did not include an expiration date, so might want to do a little bit more research on this. This just came out yesterday. Our next one here is cookie dough. I was never a fan of eating the cookie dough. I'd rather just bake the cookie and eat it. There's some people like the cookie dough ice cream and all that. Cookie dough and ready-to-eat cookies recalled because of plastic contamination. We seen a trend this week? I don't know. Based in Indianapolis, Indiana, is recalling a combination of, or combined total and combination of other products, 6,589 cases of cookie dough and ready-to-eat cookies because of potential contamination with foreign materials. plastic. The recall products include oatmeal raisin cookie dough, oatmeal cranberry raisin cookie dough, and the food premium monster cookies also being recalled. Then we're going to go down to the nemesis of past years, and it's back again. Baby food sold at Target recalled because of lead contamination. One thing that you don't want babies and little ones to have, because it stunts their growth, not their physical growth, but their mental growth, and that is lead. We've redone to where we don't use lead paint, and if you're in the house, you have to have it cleaned, and it's a whole major thing. But why is lead found in baby food? I don't know. Company based in Miami, Florida is recalling 25,600 units of good and gathered baby peas, zucchini, kale, thyme, and vegetable puree because of elevated levels of lead. And it's just not, just a tiny bit. Some of these registered quite high. It's almost like putting lead rocks in the baby food. That bad. And again, even with these recalls, I'll put all the links down below, from first to last. Our next one, lean ground beef recalled in Canada after testing found E. coli in the ground beef. Aladdin Foods is recalling its brand of lean ground beef from the marketplace because of potential contamination of E. coli 0103, according to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. The recall was initiated following test results identified microbiology contamination. The affected product was sold at Aladdin's Food. More information. Make sure you check that out if you're in Canada going after ground beef. Pandaria's recalls Quesadillas queso brand because uncleared milk. Okay. Providence of Rhode Island is recalling its 14-ounce packages of Quesadilla de Queso bread because of undeclared milk, posing a risk of serious life-threatening allergy reactions for consumers with milk allergies. It makes sense. Our next one, and I'm glad to see more of this because our pets are our family. So when I see this, it makes somebody looking out for them. Super Can Bulk recalls pig ear silver pet treats after testing finds salmonella. Super Can Bulk of Miami, Florida is recalling a single lot of its Super Can pig silver pet treats because of potential salmonella contamination. The recall involves 500-piece, 15-ounce bags of Super Can pig ear silvers, thick-cut piggy ears slices with expiration date November 9th, 2026 for poison risk of salmonella. Oof. Tony's Chocolonely recalls chocolate due to stone contamination. We've went up from plastic, lead, and now we're into stone. Tony's Chocolonely is recalling chocolate from more than 20 countries, including the United States and Canada, because of potential contamination with small stones. Ugh. The U.S. 7 lots of Tony's brand dark almond sea salt bar, 6.35 ounces, and everything bar, 6.35 ounces, are affected. Ugh. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Our next one here is 490,000 pounds of breakfast sandwiches recalled because undeclared sesame. Heartland Foods Solutions LLC of Salt Lake City, Utah is recalling approximately 489,887 pounds of ready-to-eat sausage and bacon breakfast sandwich products because of misbranding and undeclared allergy, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Food Safety Inspection, blah, 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 that place. Now, I've been seeing a lot of this here lately. Now, how many of these are we not catching? That have eggs or peanuts or shellfish or whatever. I'm not allergic to anything, so it's not a big deal for me, but I know there's a lot of people that are allergic to a lot of stuff. And they would think, they read a package and it didn't say anything. Now, I'm not sure sesame, what is that considered a nut or what? Who knows? I don't know. The fact being, though, we really have to be careful. A lot of this stuff we don't know with half the stuff that's in it, with bioengineered ingredients. There's a list of stuff that could be, and they're adding more stuff all the time. So we have to be very careful, especially if you have allergies. Our next one is the Department of Agriculture, Food Safety, and Inspection Service issued a public health alert for white chicken chili imported without being inspected, or re-inspected, actually. Public issue has been public alert for the ready-to-eat white chicken chili product imported from Canada without ongoing required import re-inspection. So it had already been inspected, but now it's being re-inspected, and they didn't do the second inspection, evidently. Not saying it's bad or good or whatever, but Walker's Wine recalls pumpkin juice because of risk of botulism poisoning. Ugh. Walker's Wine Juice LLC of Fortville, New York is recalling its pumpkin juice because it may be contaminated with botulism, which can cause botulism poisoning. Duh. The product, it was distributed via Walker Wine Juice retail store in New York. The juice was also directly distributed by Walker's to a limited number of other grocery stores, and you can find out more information down below. And we're finally there. We're 26 minutes in. There's probably more than this in here, because they're adding more each time. It looks like I'm going to have to do this every week because there's gaps in this to where the last one I did, there were so many more extra of these. So yeah, if you guys are fine for me doing this every week, then I'll continue doing this. But as it is right now, it looks like we're going to be doing this every week, just to stay on top of this, because I even got people sending me this the recalls and stuff, and sometimes I see these recalls, sometimes I don't. Again, I'll have all the links for these down in the description. If you'll see tons and tons of links. Again, as I'm doing the video, the first video, the link will be at the top and so forth until the last one. Until next time, like always, God bless, and grow your own food.